Hey. How
Hey,
you doing? Welcome back to Let's Unpack That After Dark. We are here in the flesh. We've been having some delays and little difficulties, but we here. That's all that matters. It's the one and only Lala. Let's unpack that. What's up? What's good?
how I'm gonna follow that up? The one and only Lala. Nah, shall make peace, Jersey. You already know we in the building.
So, welcome everyone. So as you know, right? I have a disclaimer. I let people know that if there's anything that you want to talk about, you can send me an email, you can send me a text message, you can send me a DM, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to unpack that. So today we're going to talk about titles, right? And when I say titles, any title, right? We're talking about situationships, friendships, anything. When you think about titles, what comes to your mind?
Who me?
Yeah, you.
Is he the wife or nothing? This situationship and all this stuff is corny.
Yeah, but you don't get you can't go straight to wife though.
Did you know that you can? You gotta act like a wife before you become a wife. You can't go straight to wife, but if you're not my wife, what are we doing?
No, I don't agree with that. What do you mean?
Or fiance. If you're not my wife, what are we doing?
But how do
This
you get
whole situation.
how do you get to wife status if you're I don't understand.
You get the wife status by earning it like anything else. You have to act like a wife before you can be a wife. All of that stuff, like when I get married, I'm going to start cooking. No, you're never going to get married. You need to do things as a wife so people recognize you as a wife, propose to you to make you their wife. A lot of
Yeah.
women be like, oh, when I get married, I'm going to do this. When I get married, I'm going to do this. No, you need to do that stuff now, especially with the person that you're dealing with. But I get tired, like, I think it's monogamy, and then it's you get married. Like, you're going to have the conversation like, listen, I really feel you. It's just me and you. You're not dealing with nobody. I'm not dealing with nobody. Yep, cool, boom. But the whole title thing, it doesn't do anything for me. Your title is going to be defined by your loyalty and love.
Hmm. Interesting.
I mean,
But
that's just how I feel about it.
there has to be a process before you get to wife and husband, right? There has
Oh,
to be,
definitely, definitely.
right?
But there's no
So
titles during that stage, though.
I don't know. So there's no title. So explain to me what you mean by that, because I think I'm not really following.
So, have you talked to like multiple dudes at one time?
Say that again.
Have you ever talked to multiple dudes at one time?
What are you talking about me?
I'm just asking you.
Talking
Use it as a reference.
to
What
multiple dudes at one time would be
have you
considered
have you
dating.
ever been have you ever been kicking it or dating with like three, four, five, six, seven people at one time?
I'm not saying that's a lot. I ain't saying
All
all of
right,
that. But
whatever.
dating is that what it is? Dating.
That's not a title. That's just a definition of what you're doing.
Right, but when you're dating someone, you have the ability to say, I'm dating. I'm talking about there are situations where people are in situations or dealing with someone, and in my opinion, it becomes an assumption. So the question is, when you're dating, there's no title, right? But
Right?
here we go again. Are you exclusively dating one person?
No,
Is that possible?
no, but it is possible. At some point, it narrows it down to that, and then you have a title of, listen, I want to be with you. I don't think
Oh,
it starts off like that. Sometimes your options limit you to one person, but for the most part, when you're dating multiple people. Some
okay,
people are some people are ugly and they date one person, and that's it.
so if your options limits you to one person, right?
Hmm.
Does that mean that you should assume that you're in a relationship?
You should never assume anything. This is why I always tell people communication is that's my most valuable trait. We're gonna talk about where we are, where we're going, what we're doing, and everything. There's gonna be no miscommunication. You're not gonna walk around thinking this one thing and I'm thinking it's another. No, this is what we doing. Boom.
So you basically saying that you've never been in a situation where there was a woman that assumed that she was in a relationship with you, even though you were not in a relationship with her.
There's never been a woman that assumed she was in a relationship with me after I told her we wasn't in a relationship.
So your expectation is that women should do everything that they would be doing if they're married before they get married and not have a title, but still do everything that they're doing before they're in a relationship?
No, not initially. I'm saying if we together, me and you start dating, we're dating, I'm dating two other people, they fall off because I'm focused on you. I say, Lala, I really want to be with you. Let's just be monogamous. It's me and you. You're the only person I want to date, and I don't want you dating nobody else. You're like, okay, cool. So we
But
do that for a year. So we
but
do
there's
that
that.
for a
Here
year.
you go with that dating word again, though. That's what I'm trying. I don't. I struggle with that. Right. That dating word means that ultimately I'm dating, right? And that you're in a situation where you're asking someone to go be monogamous, right? But there's no titles.
If I'm asking you to be monogamous, that is the title. If it's just if I'm asking you to only mess with me, then you're wifey. Like we're too old. This isn't yes, will you go with me? Yes, no, maybe times. Like we're grown. When I say low, we're gonna be monogamous, that means we're together. At this stage of my life. Have I ever wrote that note? Absolutely. But now I'm saying right now, if I say, listen, let's be monogamous, I don't want you dealing with nobody, I don't want to deal with nobody else. That means we go together. But there's no will you go with me? Like there's no title. Like we grown ups like. And
At
you
this
understand
big
that.
age, at this big age, right? The
Not
question
that
is
big.
this.
It's not that big. Let's relax.
At this big age, the question is this, right? When you're dating someone for a long period of time, right? Whose responsibility is it to be clear on what the next step is, or if there is a next step?
Both parties.
Okay,
I
and
think
then
as an individual, you need to define where you what you want from something. And if you're dating somebody for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, that's your fault.
that's not dating.
No, it's not. But it's your fault that you're in that situation if what you want to be is married. Some people, I know people that have been together 10 years and aren't married, but they
So,
neither one of them want to.
so if I'm, first of all, I think 10 years is a long time to even be in a one-on-one relationship with no title.
I mean, what does the title do?
What do you mean? If I don't have a title, then I'm free to do what the hell I want.
I
Period.
feel, I feel like, let's just say me and you were together and you're washing my clothes, you cleaning the house,
Me
we
and you.
live together, we doing everything. Your title is defined by your actions. I mean, what are you going to do with the title? Post it on Instagram? Like, nobody's doing that goofy shit. And
Nah,
you
see
need to
that,
keep this stuff private. We're going to be Clay and Megan. Again, no, we're not doing that.
first of all, it's not about um titles being posted or social media or being public publicized or people knowing what the title is. It's about the relationship dynamic, first of all.
Okay.
It's about a covenant, if you will, right? Um, at a certain age, in my opinion, there two people should know exactly what it is they want and what direction that they're going. Right? Knowing your worth and understanding what you're willing to deal with versus what you're not willing to deal with is real, right? Understanding that if I don't want to be in a committed relationship or I don't want to be tied to one person, I can do what I want with whomever I want. That's that's clear, right?
Pause. Pause.
Here we go. What's
See,
the
this is
pause?
where it gets tricky. So if you want to do whatever you want, then you've already, like I said, your actions will define what relationship. If you need a title to be faithful, you've never been faithful.
I don't know.
That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion.
I don't agree with that. Why?
Okay.
Because y'all men play with those words a lot, right? And I say that because you want to be able to say that I need a title to be faithful, which is inaccurate, right? Because you basically saying, is there really a need for title, right? But if I'm a single woman, right, and I'm dating, right, then I'm entitled to date who I want to date, period, right? If I decide that I want to settle down and it's my time and this is what I want to do and I want to develop this bond that later that will grow into a covenant, a marriage, then that's the decision that I'm going to make based on how the circumstances at the moment. But prior to that, I don't think I need a title to if I no, I need a title to be committed.
What's the title?
I
Outside
need
of wife, what's the title?
outside of a wife, it's a relationship, right? It's a monogamous relationship between two people.
That's not a title. That's a definition. What is the title?
The relationship. Well, we too old to say girlfriend boyfriend, right? My man, my girl, right? My woman, my man.
So how do you want that to evolve? So let's go to a real life scenario. We dating. All of a sudden, you decide because I'm the handsomest, bald headed, platinum bearded dude you ever met in your life. You want you want a relationship with me. What is the conversation I'm supposed to have to define what we're doing? What is it called?
No. First of all, on the onset of a conversation to get to know someone, that is the conversation that we're gonna have. What you looking for? What direction you trying to go in? What are your plans? What are your goals? And what are your next steps? Most people are not honest when those questions are being asked,
I'm glad you said that. Go ahead.
right? Because most people are into what they see in front of them. What they see in front of them, and some people are use the opportunity to gain or see it as an opportunity to gain, whatever it is that they may think that they can gain from a person, right? So when you are sure of what it is that you actually want when you're dating and you're dealing with other people, then you can say, I want this or I don't. There are plenty of women who don't want to get married, who would rather just have somebody I see you when I see you and that's it, because some have already experienced that, right? There are some women that are just happy within themselves and where they are in their life that they don't need another person to bring into their circle, right? And there's some women that want to get married. That's their goal. They date to get married. They date to develop that bond to go into their union, right? That's what some women do. I think where the issue comes is when you have men who who play games, play mind games. They know if a woman says that's what she want, a lot of men play on that, right? That's what you want. I'm gonna tell you what you want, and but I don't really want to give you that, right? And those are the examples of that would be when people are dealing with someone knowing that they don't have any intentions on settling down, but they're dealing with the person and they want that person to do everything that they would do if they were married, i.e., be faithful prior to getting that getting married, because that person has no intention on getting married to that other person. No?
I learned a long time ago, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. That's why I always base where we at by how you act. I think if somebody wants to be into you and they rock with you and they're your girl, not that the conversation doesn't matter because I'm not discounting what you said because I agree with you. There needs to be like, hey, what are we doing? But I think your action is going to define where you at. And I think what you do once the title, if you that's what you call it, defines your integrity. Because if you're looking to go date and not work on something, too many people are ready to quit and leave people as opposed to work on what they have. And that's a big problem. And that's the reason why people don't trust each other. Because it'll take one argument for you to pick up the phone, especially you females, because y'all sneaky. Pick up the phone and call that dude you used to rock with, that used to knock your boots in the back of the car, and have a conversation with him.
What girls
Y'all
you
don't think that's
what
y'all don't
females
think
are
that's
you
cheating.
referring to, sir?
I'm talking to a lot of females. They can comment in the chat. They know who they are.
Well, how old are these women?
They You got 50-year-olds still out here running around talking about let me date everybody and see what happens. Like that's never gonna work, yo. Like I'm not saying you meet somebody all of a sudden you say, well, I met this one person, so I'm not gonna date anybody else. But there comes to a point where you have to get rid of some of the baggage. You can't keep not answering the phone and calling somebody back. And he'd be like, what was you doing? Oh, I was just busy. No,
But
you was on the phone.
again,
You was on
if
the
I'm
phone.
dating, you don't have a right to ask me what was I doing. That's my point.
You was on the phone with the other 4 to 5 heartbeats. We know what you was doing. You're playing games, and then you'll never get there because he's like, whoa, what she got going on? The title thing comes over time, and it
What? How
comes
much
from your
time?
actions. Huh?
How much time you talking? At our big age, how much time you talking?
I think it really depends on the intensity of the relationship. I've dated people where I've seen them once every 2 weeks because of job dynamics, kids. Like we got kids, grandkids, whatever it is. And then I've dated people where I've seen them every day for 3 months, and I was like, oh, let's go, let's rock. So it depends on how much I learn and how much we get to know each other. It's not the time, like there's no time limit. I could be with you every day for a week and figure you out and be like, yo, this is who I want to be with. I cannot see you that much because life happens and it takes 6 months.
Yeah, but you don't trust nobody, so I don't know. I don't see that happening with
I
anybody.
trust people. I trust trustworthy people,
That's
and I
another
trust my
topic.
I trust my eyes. And
Another talk show.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Trust is rough though. When you've been betrayed, it's hard to trust people.
All right. So the question is this, right? Because I mean, from a male's perspective, right, you can honestly say that you have had situations where a person would think or assume. You can't tell me that you've never had a situation where a woman did not assume that y'all was in a relationship based on your actions with each other.
I have, because you know my personality. So
Right.
yeah, I have.
Okay,
But
so
I've never lied about where we
so
was at.
so so in that situation, whose fault is it?
I think it's, if you want to say it's my fault because I take care of people I rock with and I talk to everybody the same, and like from day one I'm like, yo, you good? I open your door, boom, boom, boom. Then it could be my fault. Is it her fault for not communicating and thinking and feeding the stuff, thinking, oh, this guy's so much different, that maybe it's her fault? I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think it's a lack of communication.
So you believe okay, but that I don't I think that it's on both parties though.
Well, I'm gonna communicate what it is.
Because I don't agree with um doing husband wife stuff and that's not your intention or that's not the direction you're going. I don't like I can't like when I was single a man couldn't call me his wifey and I wasn't his wife.
See, I would do that all the time. If
What?
if I'm with you and I feel like, you know what, I could marry her, then I'm gonna call you wifey because I want you to have the expectation. Like you have to, even like
Are
you
you
have,
in a, when you're calling someone wifey, are you in a relationship with them? That's the
oh,
question.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, but that's different.
Because the wifey is the next phase.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely not. It's
But you
either
know what? You know what this
either
is.
I'm your
This
wife or I'm not. You don't get to say wifey and put a title that's a title on me, and that's not the case. I don't agree with that.
relationships and getting married is just like the NFL combine. You did what you did in college, but now we got to come and you have to show that everything we saw on tape, all that stuff you was doing, it matches. So at some point, you have to act like where you want to be. So if I'm with a female and she's like, "Well, I'm not gonna do this till we marry. I'm not doing this till we marry." I'm not, like, nobody's doing that. At some point, when we progress through this relationship, you have to treat me like your husband, and if you want to be my wife.
Bullshit. Oh,
I'm just
bullshit.
I'm saying for me.
That's
I'm saying
bullshit.
for I'm
First
saying
of
for
all,
me.
calling somebody wifey is not a compliment. First of all,
It's
it's
not a
not.
diss.
It's not a compliment. You
It's not a
you
diss.
and you don't get. It's like so you want to be treated like a husband, but you're not a husband. No. Then what's
I
the
don't want to
difference?
be. I don't
What
want to
would be
be.
the difference if you had a woman that treated you like you were her husband and you guys were not even married or in a relationship or just in
Mhm.
a relationship and she treated you like she was your wife or her husband? What would
Right.
be why get married then? What was the difference? What would be the difference or the boundaries or the line that determines the difference between the two?
I mean, for me personally, I don't think there is one. I think it's just a piece of paper and a ring. But to answer your question, it's not just one sided. If I want to marry, I'm gonna treat her like my wife too. So it's gonna be reciprocated. Now, if I treat you like my wife and you don't treat me like your husband, we're not getting married. You have to show what you bring into the table. You can't just say, "Well, when we get here, then I'll pop this on them." Like I'm talking about after we've dated for a year, year and a
I
half, two.
feel like that's a maturity thing. That's an age thing. I don't feel like at the age that we are now, that would be something that would even be. a conversation, right? I'm gonna get
I'm
married.
saying
I
we.
just
I'm
think that
35.
yeah, okay. I just believe that a lot of times people hide behind that wifey or treat me a certain way until we get married without the intentions of really getting married, right? I also believe that people get married but don't really know what the definition or why people are getting married, what the marriage consists of, what the covenant of the marriage is. A lot of people don't even know that,
What is
right?
it?
What you mean? You
What
tell
is
me.
it? Let's break it down. I mean, to me, it doesn't mean anything. When I was growing up,
You know why? You know why? You
including
know
my
why
parents.
you feel that
Hold on.
way?
No, hold on. Including my parents was divorced. All my friends' parents was divorced. Now some were remarried and they had a stepfather. So I don't believe that getting married is any kind of special covenant. Like,
Mm.
and if you believe in that covenant of marriage, then when you bring up the covenant in Christianity and all that, follow all of it. Don't just pick and choose what you want to follow because it's marriage. That's just how I feel.
Hmm. So you believe that if a person brings up the covenant of a marriage, that they should be more into the religious aspect and as a whole, and not just when we're talking about the relationship dynamic.
I think, yeah, I don't think you can pick and choose. If you say the covenant of marriage, oh, it's sacred and it's this, you're getting it from the Bible. So follow more of the Bible. Like you can't just pick like, oh, marriage, oh yeah, that's everything. But I can kill, steal, do this, do that. Like that doesn't. I'm just saying for me, it
So
doesn't.
so basically from a religious perspective, you basically believe that if you believe in, if you follow different factors of the religion aspect and when it pertains to God, that there's no sin, that you can't sin.
No, I don't believe that. But I don't believe
So so
you
when
can
we
pick
talk
and choose.
about so when we
Hold
talk
on,
about
let me answer. I don't think you can pick and choose and assign. So let's say it's you. I don't think you can pick and choose like, oh, this is a covenant, it's marriage. You shouldn't be doing it. And then pick and choose what you're gonna assign to me and what you're not, and say, oh, well, I'm human, so I can do this, but this is this, and blah 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 blah.
yeah, but people make mistakes. Humans
Of
make
course.
mistakes, right? So just because I may believe in the covenant of my marriage doesn't mean that I'm not human and I don't make mistakes, right? But it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to make mistakes either,
No,
right?
I think you're allowed to make mistakes. I think people make mistakes knowing they can make mistakes and they keep making them. I don't think there's enough effort put into it. Like all of a sudden, marriage, and even if it's not marriage, there's always something with Christianity where it'll be like, oh my God, in the Bible it says this, and they'll still that one thing, but nothing else matters. Like I don't think you can pick and choose from the Bible and be like, oh, it's a covenant. I think the covenant and the bond between a man and a woman is built between more than a ceremony. It's built through energy. It's built through honesty. It's built through loyalty. It's built through respect. It's built through integrity. When all those things exist, I don't give a damn about no ceremony, no wedding ring, no nothing.
I mean, there's a
If
lot of
we,
people there's a lot of people that feel that way. A lot of things that
yeah,
what you're saying is 100% accurate. I agree. However, what I'm saying is that if you study the history of marriage and what it means, then you would understand better, right? A lot of times it's how we are raised and what it is that we're taught to make us understand the value of it, right? Like you said, you witness a lot of divorce. If you witness a lot of divorce around you, then your thought process when it comes to marriage is going to be different, right? Because you're trying to understand, like you said, how do we talk about marriage when so many people are getting divorced, right? But that's
right,
another
right,
that's another topic because people get divorced for different reasons, right? And also people get married for different reasons, and people's values or thought process behind why they're getting married is different, right? So that would be why sometimes it's the direction that it goes is what it is, right?
right.
But what I'm actually speaking of, it just kind of like the title aspect of it, like you said, you when you're dealing with someone, you consider, and you're in a relationship with a person, you consider that person to be a wifey, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
If we once we get to that level, yeah, absolutely.
Right. So how many times have you been in a situation where you consider somebody wifey but you never got married?
Well, I've never been married. So one, two, three, four. Or top of my head, maybe 6. Yeah, 5 or 6.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing that might have prevented me from being a husband is the fact that it was more than one. So when you see things happen, it's like, do you really want to commit to this? And then you see people married, they unhappy. And I'm
Yeah,
a man. I got friends that are married, they're miserable or cheating. I have a lot of female friends, they miserable or cheating. Why would I sign up for that? Why
but
would I sign up for something that ends in
that's not
divorce
you though. But you're not.
60% of
You
the time?
can't determine how the relationship dynamic is going to be when it pertains to marriage based on what other people experiences. Why did they get married in the first place? What were their underlying agenda? Don't get me wrong. I don't think anything is perfect, right? I just think that we make decisions the way we make our decisions for whatever reason, and then you either know how you either going to work it out and deal with it or you're not. Right? There's a lot that's being that is put into a marriage, right? That has to be taken into consideration if you decide that this is not what you want. It's not like a college class where I'm gonna withdraw from this class because I don't want it no more. Right.
Right.
Right. Um
I think
so some people so here's a few things that said, right? So Jasmine said a mistake is once after that it's a choice.
facts.
Right. Um Ma said everyone does not believe in marriage, but say that from the beginning, which is accurate, right? You have people that just here. You have people that's been married that said they will never ever get married again and stand on that, right? You have some people that just does, like you said, has grew up growing up in a household where it was divorce and dysfunction, and they just don't agree with it, not doing it, and not doing it right, and that's okay. I think that that is something that should be clear and understood from the door, right? Right.
Hmm.
A lot of times people will feel a certain way and don't give that information, and then they'll be in situations for a long period of time, and then the other person's like, "Well, when we get married," and they'll say something like, "Oh, I don't know, one day," but in their mind, they never really had any intentions on getting married. That's where the problem lies, right?
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Not to put your business out there, but you're married now.
My business. Here we
I
go.
mean, you married.
Mm-hmm.
Before you were married, you lived with your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Were you living together before he was your fiance or no? All right. So he became your fiance.
You bought a house.
What's changed from the time he was your fiance to the fact that you're married? I'm just asking.
I mean, what changed is that the 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 us becoming one, the union, the covenant, the paperwork, my last name being changed. That's what changed.
Right, but those things don't matter in terms of that's legal stuff.
Yeah,
But
well,
what
legal is important.
what's changed between you and him? Is there a high level of commitment?
Well, when we got engaged, it was that's when the change started.
Right, and you weren't married. So what really changes though?
We were planning to get married. So the engagement is a period of time to plan.
Right.
So what are you asking me?
I think that when you're with somebody and they love you, there's things they won't do out of respect. So the
Okay.
title goes out the window. I think organically and naturally, when you love somebody, when you fall in love with somebody, there's certain things you're no longer going to do if you respect that person. So the
Like,
titles, like they don't, it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't, not to bring up your personal business, but I don't know what's changed with the fact you've been married. Like, is there a higher level of commitment? See, because my thing is this.
a commitment is a commitment.
Exactly.
You're
That's my
asking me a
point.
question. Hold on.
That's my
Yeah,
point.
but you're asking me a question, right? You would rather be um when you get married, yeah, futures are intertwined when you're married, right? Right? In a committed relationship, you can decide at any moment to go your separate ways.
That's the opposite of commitment. So
But
you
that's
really can't.
when you're married, you work on your relationship. You work on you accept the person that you're with, right? With all, right?
Mhm.
And you can't just get up in the morning and say, I'm out. I don't want to do this no more. In a relationship, you could say, listen, I don't want to be in a relationship no more. I'm out.
You can do it in a marriage too. It's just expensive. That's the only thing that changes.
Yeah,
You can
no,
still
I
leave.
don't agree with that. I just don't. I don't agree with that. There's a lot more to it. It's a lot
Every-
more to it. It's not the same as dealing with somebody for 10 years in a relationship and y'all just in a relationship, right?
I feel like
People,
this
people say it because it's timing, but when you get married and you have documentation and things is attached to it, it's different.
legal stuff.
Yeah, legal stuff is important.
I don't think legalities have anything to do with love. Like so, let's say I was married and
Love
my
is an action,
let's just say I was married and the woman I was married to was like, "Yo, I want to get divorced." I would just sign whatever paperwork and let it go.
but you would still love her.
It's not about that though. She
But
can still end it.
you just said you don't believe marriage has anything to do with love.
No, with law,
With love,
like this whole oh, it's on paper, we're documented. Like shit is corny.
it's
That's
not
not why
cool.
you don't be with
No,
somebody. You don't be with somebody for legal documentation. And your husband aren't having kids. So the legal documentation, oh, we need insurance, oh, we need to make sure when we had this baby, got my last name, all that shit is out the window. So that has nothing, no bearing on anything.
that's not true. Maybe you know what?
I mean, I'm just saying, it really doesn't. I'm the kind of person like if I'm in love and I was engaged and almost engaged. I was engaged once and almost engaged another time. But if we're in love and my girl was like, "Yo, I want to have a wedding because I want to be married," I'd be like, "Okay, let's go to Justice of the Peace." I'm one of them dudes. Now she's like, "No, I want to have $100,000 wedding and da 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 da." I'm like, "That's dumb. That's just a bad investment."
But I think that's
Depending on where we are financially, obviously, but
but see, this is coming from someone who has never been married, so it's different.
I mean, it's coming from somebody who's married for those reasons.
For what reason?
The ones I just said, like I don't think having a party to celebrate that you're married. I just believe in marriage, and you know me, I'm private. Like I don't
That's
want my.
your opinion, though. Those are your opinions, right? Some of
Of
us,
course, that's all I have, though, is my opinions. I'm
yeah.
just saying, but in my opinion, like I don't think everything is for the like everything's not a show. Like my union with somebody means it's me and you. Like if
Hmm.
I'm married and my wife tells me something, I'm not telling my homeboys. I'm not telling my sister. I'm not telling like that's
What do
between
you mean
us.
you're not telling? I mean, you have sacred relation, a bond that's supposed to be sacred. So I don't understand why you would have a
Right.
conversation and tell anything. We talking about two different factors here. You talking about a relationship, or you talking about a covenant, a relationship dynamic that's personal between two. Does that mean that um
I
does
mean,
that
by definition, you can have a covenant without a ceremony, right? So that's my point. You can have a covenant without being married, and that's where these titles come in. I think when a woman be like, "Yo, I want to get married. I want to get married," and I say, "Well, why do you want to get married?" You have
so
to you have to
there are
explain to
rewards?
me why you want to be married.
Marriage, right? And again, we're gonna say this again for the legal aspect of it, right? Look, pension, social security benefits are the only reward to surviving spouse, not girlfriend.
Yeah, it sounds business. That's not love.
But what do you mean? It all intertwines with each other, right? I don't understand. If you're in a marriage, you're together, then we all take care of each other. We take care of each other, right? You could be with somebody for 25 years, a girlfriend, and if something happens to you or her, guess what? The only person that can do anything for you is your next of kin, which is your child.
Okay, that's fine.
To you, that's fine. I absolutely don't agree with that.
I mean, I just don't feel like I need no help. I can take care of myself. I wouldn't be with a woman because for her pension and all that stuff.
But that's
When
but
women
that's
start
not
bringing
what
that
I'm
stuff
saying.
up,
You know,
no,
nope,
but
nope,
it
nope.
makes men nervous
That's
when that
not.
whole conversation comes
It's,
up.
why? I have a pension and he has a pension. So what do you mean? We both have a pension. We both benefit each other. So I don't under. I don't. I'm not really
Y'all
under.
both had kids. Your kids get it.
No, they don't get it. What are you talking about?
Why
We're
not?
married. I get it. He get
Right.
it. What are you talking
So if
about?
I were to get married, my daughter would no longer get my pension. My wife
You can.
would.
You can make. Yeah, absolutely. You can.
No,
That's
my
your
daughter's
choice.
getting my pension. Yeah.
Okay, but that's your choice, though.
Yeah, no, of course it is.
It's wrong. We can arrange for our children to make sure that our children are taken care of when we are when that time comes and we go home to glory of the Lord. But and in the
blah
now,
blah.
it's it's about us.
You know what I have a problem with? It's nothing that you said though. Marriage has is so much more of a business relationship than romance. That shit to me is disgusting. That's why I don't want no parts of it.
I mean,
And obviously I'm at a different age. Like I had the opportunity to get married, and I probably should have, but I didn't, and it's whatever. But even at this point now, it's like, what are we getting married for? So that you have insurance? Like what is this? If we're together. If we're together, we're together. If I rock with you, I rock with you.
yeah, but
I
some,
don't need. I
but a
don't
lot of
need a
it has to
wedding
do
to
with
say
where
that.
you are in your life, also, right? There are people that can use their spouse's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
That their insurance is better than their insurance. Right? There's a lot of factors that come into play when you are merging into one with someone, right? Benefits, health, what women are problematic. Who is that? Sincere.
Peace, sincere. Once we start talking about business of marriage, I
Wait,
want to.
whoa. Why are women problematic?
Yeah,
You
I
wanna
want him to answer.
you wanna
Bring
come
him
up?
up here.
You wanna
Yeah,
come up? Because
yeah,
I'm
bring him up here.
gonna the link. Because what?
I don't like the business of marriage. I believe in the essence of marriage, but I don't believe that. And then when you talk about covenant, you talk about the Bible. People's getting married at like 14 and 15. They would get married for different reasons, and you're supposed to marry somebody that's pure. Like there's a lot of things that go with that marriage thing that people discount and just bring up the marriage, and then becomes a business transaction. That's not why it was started. It was started as a union so you could populate the earth and have kids and be as one. And now it's changed.
For who though?
I mean, I just feel like if you bring up a covenant, that's a Bible term. There's no sex before marriage.
Yeah, but we talking about our big age at this point, and that's not the case. What?
Stop saying our big age. I'm 30.
I'm
Stop
no,
saying
you're not
that.
30. Like, let's talk, let's be real here. Like, I want to have realistic conversations. I'm not gonna sit here and have a conversation and knowing that it's the realistic aspect of it is that we're at a big age, right? So yeah, some of the things that may have been back in the days, being pure and all that is not happening right now at this juncture. It's just not happening. It's
So at
not.
my big age, I don't see the reason when my
Listen,
numbers call, my numbers call, my daughter's gonna get everything.
and that
So
is your, and you know what? That is absolutely your choice,
yeah,
right?
no. So what I'm saying is like at my big age, to use your words, like I just don't like like I'm grown. If me and you are doing something, you should know by my energy and attention and what I say that we're in a committed relationship. If you need a title to define who you are and where you stand in my life, I think that's a form of miscommunication.
Hmm.
I
But
mean,
that's
that's just me personally, though. Yeah,
but
that's.
so again, okay, so let's take us back to where we came from. So basically, you're saying that you don't need a title dealing with someone.
I don't need a title dealing with somebody that I'm committed to.
But what is commitment? That's not a title.
I only deal with you. You only deal with me. You're gonna know from my actions because
So there's no title attached to that.
I don't know what the title would be. I'm grown. You're my girlfriend. Like you're a grown ass woman. I'm not calling you my girlfriend, and that's why I say I'll
So
call you.
there's no title. So there's an assumption.
It's not really an assumption because I'm gonna be like this wifey.
Say
She's
that
with
again.
me. I use the term wifey. I'm like this wifey. She's with me,
So
and my
that's
people gonna know like, oh, that's who he rocking with. That's
no,
his lady. So what is the title?
no.
Non-marriage title. Girlfriend.
A relationship, right? You don't want to say girlfriend because you're old, but if you're in a relationship with somebody, that is the person that you're with.
So I should tell somebody, oh, this is who I'm in a relationship with. Nobody.
That's my lady. You can say that's my lady.
Yeah, I say wifey, but lady, wifey, same thing.
That's a no. Like, how old are you? Why are you calling somebody your wifey? That's not your wife.
I'm Because it's not the wifey and wife are spelled differently. It's two different things.
I would never allow nobody to call me wifey ever.
But see, but that's a dynamic of where things change because I would never be with somebody that didn't allow that felt some kind of way about me calling them wifey.
Well, then that's a matter of opinions and where we are because I don't feel like it's a compliment. I don't feel like it's something to be happy about. I'm not your wife, so don't call me your wifey. Period. But that's just me. So you do
Right?
what
Yeah. No.
you feel is right for you. But again, I don't believe at this big age. I'm gonna keep saying it. Right? It should be no assumptions or you not a person you're dealing with, man or woman, should not have to question or guess where y'all are, where y'all stand, and what y'all doing. That's it.
But see, and you know what? That's a good point that you said though. But I don't think they should be able to guess that by how you act and how you move. And that's, I guess, we're saying the same things, but I think the focus is if I'm dealing with somebody, everybody's gonna know because I'm gonna move a certain kind of way, and nobody's gonna question what we're doing.
Yeah, but you moving a certain way doesn't let a person know where y'all stand. You
Of
moving a
course it
certain
does.
way is how you move. You basically saying if you call somebody your wifey, then she should know that you with her.
No, not because I call it. Remember, we said the way they move. So if I'm with you and I'm calling you every morning, hey, good morning, baby, how you doing? I'm making sure
Okay.
you're. I'm
Wifey
making
is
sure. I'm making sure.
disrespectful,
I'm
not
making
good
sure
enough
your.
to be your
Making
wife.
sure your grass is cut. I'm making sure you got gas in your car. I'm taking it to get washed. Da, da, da. You should know by how I move that this is bigger than you just some random
Everything you name is
whatever.
regular shit.
You got to be wifey before you become wife anyway.
Listen,
I'm not opposed to marriage though. I
hold
don't
on,
want the
listen.
audience to think that.
Wifey is disrespectful, not good enough to be my wife. That's
Who
what's up.
said that?
Mom.
Who said that?
My mom.
Hey, who said that? Your mother?
Yes.
Oh, I get it, but she's from a different era. She's 70, 80. She was 70 or 80 before she
Not
passed away.
70. My second mother is not 70.
Oh, how old is she?
She's not nowhere near 70.
Who's she? Your age?
No. That's
She
not
ain't
the
good.
point.
12?
The point is,
No, that is the point. How old is she?
don't matter.
Yeah,
The
she's a
point is,
different era. A different era.
it could very much be a different ever, right? But you can't you want to do she's 63.
Hey, Bo, she shot her age out. Tell her, tell her we can get married if she give me half her pension. Yeah, now it changed up, right? Oh, that sounds crazy. Look at you choking and all kind of stuff. That's not good. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This double standard. Tell her to holler at me. We can get married. I need half.
Hold on. First of all, she don't want to get married. That's not even her thing. She don't even.
Why? She don't want no covenant. She want no
No,
title.
no. So
Yeah.
first of all, you say that as if I said that I'm with someone so I can get half his pension.
No, I didn't say that. I'm not
Yes,
saying
you
that.
just said. You said the
No.
double standard. I never said anything about getting someone's pension.
Let's be clear. When men get married, God forbid they get divorced, we lose. Marriage for men
That is
is
not
a
true.
no-win situation.
Alan, no, that's not
90%,
not that
51%,
number's wrong.
51% of the time, when there's a divorce, men lose. They
Not
don't get the kids, they
one.
pay alimony, they pay child support, they have to leave the house.
Nah,
That
no.
is a fact.
Dudes is
51%
winning
of the time.
now. This society, men is winning.
51%. I'm not talking about the 3 people on YouTube you watch or the celebrity got the car and all this other shit.
First of all, let me unpack that for a second. Let's be clear.
Unpack that.
You have to be married. You have to be married for 10 years for your spouse to even have access to your pension. That's one. Okay. So let's be clear. There's some stipulations to it, whether you want to believe it or not.
It goes by state to state, and that's not true.
It
10 years.
is.
I'm not talking
You
about
gotta leave.
maybe with the pension. You talking about New York, maybe with the pension. But when a man gets divorced, and use examples, audience chime in. He leaves the house, he loses kids, he pays child support,
That's not
she
true.
gets food stamps.
You gotta fight. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. I know people who Split it down the line. It's not always necessary. First of all, it's about how much money you got.
I'm talking about 51% of the time. You're gonna tell me that 51% of the time men don't lose in divorce? Are you really gonna sit on this thing and lie to your audience and tell them
And 98% of the time it's because a man cheated and got caught.
that's not what I asked you though?
Okay, well,
Let's be real about this too.
yeah,
Women
let's be
cheat.
real about it. Most of the
Women
time,
cheat.
most
Women
of
cheat
the
more than men.
no, not
It's a
going to give it.
fact.
Most.
Let me ask you a question. If me and you walking down the street, you on the left side, I'm on the right side. I try to holler at chicks to get some box. You try to holler to get some, you know what? Who's gonna win first?
That's not a good. That's not a
It's
good example.
easy for females to
Not a
get.
good example. No, because if you and I go somewhere right now, we go somewhere right now. Just because you with me, your numbers is gonna be up. Just because you with me,
Women can give their box away, and any random dude's gonna hit.
a
In
man
order for me,
can get it too.
in order for me to hit, it has to be consensual with a female that says, you know what, I'm gonna give him some. It doesn't work like that. Y'all cheat way more, and it's way easier
I don't
for
know.
y'all to cheat.
I don't cheat. I don't know nothing about that.
No, I'm saying I know you don't, but
The
I'm saying
ratio between men and women is greater for men, right?
yeah, because
So,
there's more women. Yeah.
and most women want what they think they can have. So, if you and I went to a club right now, and they thought that you was with me, your numbers would get up. Facts.
That wasn't even a question.
Huh?
If you went on the street and put your box on the street, somebody's gonna cop it immediately.
No.
We have to work for what we get. Y'all can just give your shit away.
That's
So it's
not
way
necessarily
easier for y'all.
true. You just ain't got the right game.
That's not.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm sorry.
Watch your mouth. I got the right game. Watch your
That's
mouth.
a fact. That's a fact. If you that y'all just don't have the right game. That's what I'm saying.
A man can go out and holler at a chick, but she has to be receptive. A woman can go out and put herself out there, and 99% of the time, somebody's gonna pay attention and do something. Men are nasty by nature. So I'm saying it's easier for y'all to cheat. Y'all cheat way more. Y'all just sneaky and get away with it because you're more crafty and you think, but you cheat. You women are cheaters, and y'all stay trying to act like
all women are not cheaters.
Not all women are cheaters.
Men
Y'all
are
cheat.
cheaters.
Men are predators by nature, but the prey has to be accepting to you hunting it down. Women go cheat because it's so easy for them. And I've seen ugly women in New York walk down and construction workers whistle. She looked like retribution. Men not doing that. If you're an ugly man, you gotta have some bread.
She said, I never cheated ever.
Who is that?
Ma.
Who said that?
Ma.
She a liar. She's 63. She cheated mad times.
She never had to cheat.
She's lying. She cheated.
I never cheated either.
Define cheating.
Cheating is when you are in a marriage and you cheat.
No. Exactly. Yeah, say that then. Cheating is when you do something. Cheating is
when you're married and you cheat. Not dating, not in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Marriage.
Yeah, clear that up. Yeah, something like that. That's not what cheating is. Cheating is when you do something. Cheating is when if I'm with my wife, for instance, even with my girlfriend.
You single until you married, bro.
No, even if I'm with my girlfriend and I walk down the block and I see you, I'm gonna hug you and embrace you like I would any other time and she's gonna have to watch it.
That's not cheating.
Now, when I do something behind her back that I don't want her to see, that's cheating. Technically, it's not sex.
First of all, I ain't running up on no dudes while I'm with my husband.
If I see you with your husband tomorrow, you would hug me and he would stand and be like, okay, that's her friend.
No, and he would give you a pound. That's different.
I would give him a pound and I would still give you a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying.
But when Leroy come up, the one that be DMing you and be trying to get at you, but you be curving him, you would be like, oh, Leroy, leave me alone, Leroy. My husband don't know about you. That's cheating.
What I'm saying to you is that you only cheat when you're single. There's no cheating. There's no cheating. There's no cheating when you're single. Excuse me. There's no cheating when you're single. When you're single, you're single. You're single until you get married. When you get married and you mess around, then that is considered cheating.
Let me
Okay?
tell you something. Let me tell you something. Maybe I'm old school, right? But I still believe in the law of loyalty, bro. If me and you are together, we just kicking it, we going out to eat, and one day we wake up, we done had sex the night before, and I wake up and be like, yeah, I really like her. And I say, listen, I only want to fuck with you. I don't want you to fuck with nobody else. I care about you. I want to see where this goes. You say, you know what? I care about you too. I got you. You go fuck Leroy from South Jamaica, Queens. You cheated, nigga. I don't want to hear that you wasn't married shit. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is how y'all be spinning shit. Y'all be spinning shit to go get your box out or go suck some, you know what?
Nah,
No, that's not how it works, yo.
but you forgetting one thing. You still ain't say if y'all was in a relationship. You say, I like you. That means
That's a
nothing.
relationship. Nobody talks like this. Nobody
That's
uses
an
big words.
assumption of a relationship. All right, we going around the bush.
We gotta get a dictionary and define what relationship is, because I will guarantee you it's not a conversation that establishes it. It's about action. Everything is about action.
Love is an action.
All right, so look it up and tell me that it's not about action.
Love is an action.
Yeah, it's a verb.
Okay, so what's your point?
What's the definition of relationship in the dictionary?
Please hold.
And I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't need a title because I look and see and pay attention to what people do, and that'll tell me what the title is in my life. If you treat me a certain kind of way, you talk,
How's that working out for you?
it's working out great.
It says the state of being connected by blood or marriage.
So you can't be so marriage or relationship.
Hold on.
Yeah, read the other ones too.
The way in which two or more people or groups regarding behavior towards each other.
Behavior towards each other. That's all I said. That's all I said.
Emotional or sexual association between two people.
Bang. I'm smacking, we in a relationship.
No, that's bullshit.
That's what it says.
But see, that's the problem. That's why you run into problems where people are assuming that they're in a relationship and then you get mad when you see them or stand outside with somebody else.
No, that's because it's a lack of communication of what if I'm just smacking you and you be like, yo, we're together, right? No, I'm just
So
smacking.
why so we're supposed to be fresh. So why are you smashing if you know you have no intention to be in a relationship with the person?
Because I'm a human being. You
Oh,
think I haven't been with women and I'll be like, yo, this is what it is. I just want what I want when I want it. And
now
they're like,
you're a human being. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm telling you, I'm just telling you what I do. I'll tell you. If you be like, we together, I'll be like, no. I don't got time to be lying and playing games. I'm not gonna act like I'm in something that I'm not in. I'm not gonna tell you we're in a relationship and I don't rock with you like that. I'm like, no, we're not in no damn relationship.
All right. So the
We
moral of
just
the
doing
story
what
is the moral of the story is because our time is up. Right. Be
yeah,
clear
let's get
on what you want in your relation in your dynamics with someone, right? You are single until you're married.
I'm not co-signing this, but go
tell,
ahead.
and when you are in the dating world, you should tell everyone, the person that you're dealing with or you're interested in, what your initial intentions are. If you have no intentions of ever being married, you need to say that. If you have no intentions of ever having children, you should say that. If you just want to smash and dash, you should say that. Okay? You are entitled to whatever you want, whatever your heart desires in your situationship or and you want a title, then tell them you want a title. If you don't want a title, then say, hey, listen, I'd rather see you when I see you. Right? Be honest, be loyal, and be true to yourself. Okay? All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. It was a little long winded this year, but this week, but we'll be back next week, better, something else to talk about. If you want to give me a topic, if you want me to talk about something, send me a DM. Let's unpack that 27. You can send me an email and let's unpack that at 27@gmail.com. And until next week, stay blessed. Peace and love. Later.
Peace, y'all.